Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Sunday, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. Let's do our Sunday study group for warriors, my hardcore heads. If you're new to the channel, this is how we get down every single Sunday. I try to just go through my notes. I study every single day. It's part of the mind, body, and soul program that I coach, that I mentor, and that I live. So I go through YouTube videos, and I'm constantly reading and studying and thinking, and this is just some of the stuff that I go through. I want to talk about how to build our social network. Networking is an incredibly important skill, not just for you to build a social group, but for your business. And I really want to focus on business, on building a network for business. If you're employed by a corporation or whether you're self-employed, networking is incredibly important. You should know other people in your industry, but you should be able to be networking with people in other industries. You never know where a client is going to come from. I've been doing this a lot recently. I've been studying this recently. So one of the rules with building your social network is you have to learn about people. You have to know people. And I don't mean know people as in knowing lots of people, because if you already knew lots of people, you would already have a social network and you wouldn't need to be studying this type of stuff. But you want to know about people. Know about human nature. One of the things that you want to realize is that within business, business is about making money, but it's also about helping. And the transaction of money isn't just a reward. It's not just a game where your profit are your points. And some financial gurus try to talk about that. No, I look at it as service to others. And we gain value and meaning in our life from serving others. And money, the transaction, is a relationship. I've sold motorcycles to people. If you're new to the channel, I own a motorcycle shop, Sinister City Motorcycles. Started in Los Angeles in the year 2001. Been rocking and rolling in Daytona Beach ever since. I've owned many other businesses. But I've sold motorcycles to people that, sure, it was just a transaction. You give me the cash, I give you the bike. There you go. Have a nice day. But I've sold motorcycles to people that I've become friends with. Not all, but many of the people that I've sold custom bikes to, we became buddies. Money is about relationships. So it's important to understand that going into your networking, because you're going to help others. It's not so much just about you and getting leads and building your world. That's what you're doing, but it's also about sharing and serving others. When you focus on others and how you can help others, you grow. Some people don't understand how that works. Selfish people don't understand how that works. Another trick, if you're feeling depressed or if you have anxiety, stop focusing on self and go and help someone. Help your wife, your kid. Go take your dog for a walk. Go help something or someone, and you'll feel better. So being in service is what it's about. And you're offering your knowledge, your world to somebody else. So when I network with lawyers who may be much more successful than me, I don't tell them, hey, I'm trying to build a business and I need your help. No, I tell them, I can help you. I can send you clients. And even a very successful lawyer who's driving a Bentley will be like, really? Great. Nice to meet you. What do you do for a living? Bam. You guys have now made a connection. You're in a relationship. And that's what social networking is all about. Relationships. One thing that you want to be able to study and to learn about is to understand how humans think. To really understand human nature. The human animal. What our motivations are, what our drives are, to be kind of like Jane Goodall, who studied the gorillas, and to study humanity in the same way, and to really have an understanding. Some people this comes naturally to, but some people who don't socialize enough, this is very hard, and they don't understand others, and they misunderstand others. One one aspect of this is to try and understand your own emotions better. Understand what the root cause is of your anger or your guilt or shame or embarrassment, and really analyze it within yourself. You can do this by yourself. You don't need to pay someone. You don't need to talk to anybody or write a journal. You can just go sit around thinking about it in your head. And when you can truly understand what makes you angry, why did you get angry, you can humble up a little bit, and you can be a little more conscientious and caring of others. And that's important to understand how emotions work, because we can get awfully judgmental, especially if we're in a selfish me mode. And many people that go into networking with business, maybe not so much with friends, but with business, they can often be very selfish, and that can be off-putting. So be humble. And when you're interacting with others, when you're networking, whether it's just socially for friends, to build your community, or to build your business, and all of this is tied together. You want to be able to be interested in their lives. Don't just talk about yourself. Ask questions. Ask many questions about what their hopes and dreams are, and peel back the layers of the onion. And the more you can get to know these people that you're meeting, the more friends that you become. People love to talk about themselves. If you have a hard time socializing, this is a great trick. You just ask questions. Another thing that I think is important when we're going into a season of networking, because this may take months, it may take a year. You may decide, okay, I need to build my network, and this may take you some time. You have to put in a lot of footwork, both online and in person. And try not to be the most boring person in the world. Some of you really are. I'm not just pointing the finger at anybody on this channel, I'm just saying in general. Some guys out there are so excruciatingly boring, painfully boring. Oh, you have nothing to say. You're not thinking about nothing. Try to be interesting. It'll help you when you're networking. To be an interesting guy. You don't have to be the most interesting man in the world. Just try not to be the most boring person in the world. Because if you are, you may not have a good time building your network. You may be looked at as incompetent, untrustworthy, bashful, not really ready to play the game. Be charismatic. And this may mean that you have to read the room a little bit. So if you're in a room full of intellectuals, you might want to put on your intellectual hat. We have many hats that we wear. If you're in a room full of backwoods country bumpkin overall wearing moonshine brewing rednecks, you may have to talk in a way to where these guys can understand you. So you want to read the room. And it doesn't mean that you're fake. It doesn't mean that you're a chameleon and you're transforming into something else. You just want to be you, but you have many different capacities to you. You should. And there's times when you want to use the street version of you. There's times when you want to use the educated version of you, the college version of you, even if you didn't go to college. Now, this is important. When you're building your network and when you're socializing, building your social network, because that's what we're talking about, is how to build a social network. If your personal life is a mess, if you're going through all kinds of conflict, or if you're around a lot of conflict, maybe you're not directly involved in any kind of drama, but your life is, people in your household or your friends, and that's just part of your existence, is a lot of drama around you. Maybe you've gotten used to it, but others haven't. A lot of people don't go through that, and this will be noticeable. Your whole aura, your vibe will be off. And someone like me, who's kind of an empath, who's very sensitive, and I can read a lot about you just by looking at you, just by being next to you, it might be hard to socialize with you. It might be hard to trust you. You might come across as very weird and edgy and awkward, and you don't know why. And somebody who's empathic, who can sense someone else's emotions, might sense that you're depressed and you're angry and you're going through something. And people who are going through something, I usually step back from. Not that I'm willing to help you as a coach or a mentor, but I may not be willing to network with you as an equal businessman where we're going to send leads to each other. I may not want to send one of my clients to a financial planner who's going through just the worst time in their life right now, because you may not be giving the best advice. So get your shit together and be at peace with yourself. Be grateful for your life. Have gratitude. Humility and gratitude will get you far when building your social network. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, because we could kind of go on about this for a long time, and if anybody wants to talk more about this, we can just contact me. When you're building your social network and you're particularly in person, because you can do some of this online, but I'm not talking about building friends on Facebook when I say your social network. And particularly when we're talking about in business, if you're going to functions, meetups, there's all kinds of meetups that people do these days. Smile and laugh. Laugh at people's jokes, even if they're stupid. Smile the whole time. You may not be a very smiley person. Doesn't matter. Put on a fake smile. It makes you more receptive. It'll make you you'll be received better. You'll be more attractive. People will catch eye contact with you and want to come and talk to you simply because you have an inviting face. So I hope this is helpful to someone. These are some of the things that I've been studying this week. Happy Sunday.